Hey y'all. Oh, I got a thumbs up as soon as I came in. Thank y'all for coming back. It's 10 to a tie. And we are back for part two of Sunday Fun Day. This is the entertainment segment. We got the serious segment out of the way. And I'm going to give people about 5 minutes to come in before we start the conversation. So thank you for that thumbs up. Let me get myself set up again on my computer for the second stream of the day. Let's see here. Thank y'all for coming back. Okay, come on now. Okay, I'm trying to get set up so that I can see this stream now. I'm still on the last one. Okay. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate y'all for coming back or coming for the first time. Slick, you were first. Okay, so you weren't here for the last one, but you're here for this one. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. We're getting ready to talk about these Afro Latinas, and they've been angry this week. But we're gonna talk about it. We'll sort it all out. Let's see here. Thank you for being here, Slick. Y'all, Slick has a channel, so let's go on and do that. What we usually do, first 5 minutes are dedicated to the channels who are in the house. And UCC Slick has his own gaming channel, so go and check him out. We always want to support the people who support us here. Let's see, yes. I was here last time for a few. I always make you live every Sunday. Thank you. I didn't know you were here, because I guess because you didn't comment. Or if you did comment, I just didn't see it. And I do apologize. I try to get to all the comments, you guys. And I know that with the way that we're doing it now, breaking it up hour by hour, I'm probably even missing more comments than I used to miss. But I'm trying to get all the comments in. So we got 3 more minutes in case any channels are here or come in here and want to let us know what their channel is all about, what they do. Please feel free to do that. And then we're going to talk about Evelyn Lozada and this Lozada. I called her Lozado a couple of times in the video that I did over the week, but we'll get into that. I don't watch basketball, wife, so y'all just have to forgive me. Not my thing, but thank y'all for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for coming back. Thank you, Akili, for coming back. I'm gonna give it 2.5 more minutes roughly, and then we'll get into it. It's okay. I literally don't care for YouTube. I just have fun gaming now. Well, that's good. If you're just having fun with it, that's probably even better. Hey, Nate West. Thank you for coming back, dear. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. I was just saying that the only person I see in here right now with the channel is Slick. And he has a gaming channel. He's just having fun on his gaming channel. Not really caring about the YouTube. And that's kind of probably what makes it more fun for his viewers, if they're just, enjoying somebody who just loves gaming and not, looking to get to 10,000 subscribers, just having fun with the gaming. That's going to help you grow. So that's what's up. We got 2 minutes before we get into the talk. Thank you all for the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Y'all know that. I appreciate thumbs up and share. I appreciate a share probably more than anything, especially on Facebook. But let's see here. We are going to be talking about our angry Afro Latinas today. Does everybody know these stories that we're going to get into? Stopped caring when I lost over 180. So really, I wonder how that happens. Yeah, it does happen. I've lost some too. I don't know how many I've ever lost at one particular time, but I have lost some. But you get them back. You keep grinding and you'll get them back. They'll come back to you. It's okay. Nothing, you don't. I think as long as we stop focusing on the numbers and just focus on our content, that people will actually come and, want to hang out and be a part of what we're doing. And that's what I've been doing, y'all. I'm trying to step up my content, trying to step up my editing game with the videos that I bring you all during the week. And so for sure, let's see, I didn't do a video on Cardi B, but I did do a video on Evelyn Lozada versus OG. And thanks to Layla Lynn, I was able to go to her Patreon, sign up for her Patreon, and get the information that I needed so that I could bring you all that Evelyn Lozada video. Y'all don't understand. I'm really spending money on resources to make my channel better. What I've learned about my kind of celebrity gossip blogging stuff, and we're past the 5-minute mark, is that people want the receipts. And I'm not able to do YouTube full time, for a living just yet. I'll get there, but it's nice to be able to have access to that. I pay a fee to join her Patreon, and then I get access to legal documents going on with these gossip stories that everybody wants to hear about. So that does give me an edge, and it does help me create content. So I'm trying to, just like I said, step up my game with the editing tools that I'm using, the editing software I'm using, even the thumbnail makers that I'm using. I pay for all of that, but it's worth it if I'm turning out a product that y'all like, and I'm still learning how to use a lot of this, so y'all bear with me, but I'm here. Okay, so we are going to talk about Miss Cardi B and Miss Evelyn Lozada. So of the people who are here, do any of you watch Basketball Wives, or are you at least aware of what's been going on in the blogs as far as Evelyn Lozada versus OG versus the world, and this whole reunion situation where OG basically had to be sequestered from the rest of the girls on the reunion because they're calling her out as being aggressive, too aggressive. So, okay, I'm not saying anything. So let me just give some background, I guess. I don't watch Basketball Wives. Everything that same here, Nate. You and I are probably in the same boat. So everything that I hear about Basketball Wives does typically come from blogs. Occasionally, I will watch a YouTube video about Basketball Wives. The title is enticing enough. I see things on Twitter about Basketball Wives, and so over the last week or two, I've been seeing a lot regarding OG and Evelyn Lozada. I hadn't even heard of OG until this week, and so apparently Evelyn Lozada is a woman who has always, as far as I know, claimed to be Puerto Rican and nothing more, nothing less. She likes to fuck black dick, but she's always claimed to be Puerto Rican. An episode of Basketball Wives was getting ready to air, and it appears that Evelyn Lozada took her Puerto Rican ass to some weird dude's podcast to come out and let the world know that she's Afro-Latina. And she's a proud Afro-Latina, but nobody's ever heard her say she's Afro anything. And so she goes out to say that, and mentions that someone said she wasn't black, and she didn't understand, and she didn't understand where she was getting this hate from, because she was raised in Brooklyn, and she liked the flavor and whatever, all this ridiculous shit. And the guy's like, yeah, with your Puerto Rican hair, and like, anyway, he was some weird dude. So whatever. So she's Afro-Latina. The week before the episode airs, where she is calling OG, who I believe is the only African castmate, but one of a handful of dark-skinned girls on Basketball Wives. But she's one of the ones who does not bow down to Evelyn, and has not joined Evelyn's clique to be a follower of Evelyn. So Evelyn doesn't know how to take that. The girls were somewhere, and Evelyn kept calling OG ugly, you're ugly, you ugly. And OG let her know, well, your ex-husband likes me. And Evelyn, who had been running her mouth constantly at that point, was shut down. Well, you lying. She had nothing to say. And I know that bruised her light-skinned ego, to think that the man who she married and, who is divorced from her now, could have ever had a thing for this old black, ugly girl, because in Evelyn's mind, because she is colorist, and she does consider herself supreme, or superior to OG, in Evelyn's mind, there's no way that any man could be attracted to OG over Evelyn. No, you gotta be kidding me. So that bruised her little ego. And then she proceeded to brag about her wet, I thought that she was saying white, because that's what I saw on Twitter, but it was her wet pussy that she started bragging about, which is 43 years old and has been laid low and spread wide, basically across the NFL, the NBA, and the National Basketball League too. I take it, whoever's got the check, Evelyn seems to have her legs spread, and so she's bragging about that, and I believe that was the same episode where she ended up getting pushed into the bushes by OG, I believe. But Evelyn herself has been quite the troublemaker in the history of basketball wise, from everything that I understand. But I understand that she's thrown a wine bottle at someone. On the video I did, there's two gifs that I have of her that I just have on repeat. And one is some situation where she jumps up from a dinner table barefoot, jumps onto the dinner table, and jumps off the dinner table running after someone. Like I said, I never saw the incident where she threw the wine bottle at someone, but I understand that's a pretty common thing that people know that Evelyn has done. And then she gets on Twitter and makes a comment about OG and uses a monkey picture, which we all know, if we're going to be honest, is used as an insult to black people and about black features. And yet Evelyn, is the one who is on television patting her vagina as though she is a baboon out in the wild. And so Evelyn seems to be someone who's been very nasty to a lot of people over the years on Basketball Wives. Again, a show that I don't watch, but when I see clips from the show, it's pretty much because Evelyn's saying something disgusting to someone or doing something disgusting or violent to someone. And so now here we are, 2019. Evelyn Lozada is playing the victim because she's met her match, basically, in OG, and she doesn't know how to take it. Here's a black woman who's not going to just go sit in a corner and cry somewhere because you called her ugly, because you said that her hair was nappy, because you said that her skin was too dark. No, she's going to come back at you, and she'll let you know that, yeah, you might say that I'm ugly. I know you don't really believe it, because your ex-husband was trying to get with me. And apparently this was when he was dating Evelyn. Now, that doesn't mean that Chad Ochocinco probably is not colorist himself. He's not like he tried to marry OG, but she's good enough to fuck. Kind of like the Joshua Brown situation. I just think black women in general, we need to be careful about men who believe that we're good enough for their beds, but not good enough for marriage, But that's a whole other topic. It still rocked Evelyn's world that this black woman, this dark-skinned African woman of all things, how dare you say you got the man that I was with, So apparently she comes with these one-sided fake receipts that she brings to the group, Evelyn does, and where, she makes it look like OG is having a one-sided conversation with herself, but OG had her phone and was able to pull up the real deal text messages and let them know, no, this is the conversation that we had, and this is when it started. And he kept pursuing me, and I kept letting him know that we can be friends because I do have a man. And so that was what that was. But now Evelyn, whose goose has been gotten, has decided that she needs to file a defamation lawsuit against OG. And she's already filed for a restraining order against OG, and that was denied. And so I hope that that's the way that this lawsuit goes as well. But the thing that I did my video on and what I pointed out is that in this lawsuit that she filed, this 42-page lawsuit that Evelyn filed, one of the things that she mentions in her complaint number 15, and there are 25 complaints, in her complaint number 15, Evelyn mentions that she lost several brand deals because of all of this harassment coming from OG. And hi, Black Butterfly 81, thank you for being here. Exactly, I agree. So thanks to, like I said, the Layla Lynn channel. If y'all aren't already subscribed, go and please check her out. She's helping me tremendously get my YouTube stuff together. But I subscribed to her Patreon, where she has receipts on a lot of these celebrity gossip stories, and she had the full 42-page lawsuit in her information on her Patreon. So I went and looked at the lawsuit, and I scrolled down to Exhibit E, which shows the brand deals, or that's what references the brand deals that Evelyn Lozada has lost because of her interaction with OG. And you guys, when I tell you that there is only one listed in that court complaint, but they say that she lost several brand deals. She lost one. And in that video, I tell y'all the name of the company that whose brand deal it was, and I did that, by doing a Google search. Well, no, I think that Layla Lynn might have said the company. Layla Lynn did say the company in her information, but what I did to show you all that you can find the information yourself is I Googled what they wrote in the email to Evelyn. And if you Google search that, then that company app does come up. That's the first thing that comes up, and that's what it is. So she's acting like she's going to be losing out on millions and millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars, because of this interaction with OG, but it's really nothing. I mean, can you all imagine the brands that would be calling Evelyn Lozada to represent them? She's represented herself in such a trashy way that any brand that would want her to represent them is a brand I don't want to spend any money with, and I would hope that a lot of women feel that way about her. But I know that some women obviously don't, or else she wouldn't be this popular to begin with, because it seems like Evelyn's been trashed from the beginning. But what I'm noticing, even though Evelyn comes across as very colorist, when I look at people talking about her on Twitter, a lot of the main ones who are holding her up and supporting her in her bullshit appear to be, if their profile pictures are who they are, they appear to be black women, and not Afro-Latino women, not fake black women who look black and who I guess just want to be closer to whiteness or lightness as close as they can get, so they buy into her bullshit. And it's really discouraging to see. And like I said a couple of streams ago, when we were talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine and how I don't have any pity for any of these black men who are having to go to prison for years and years and years, when they sat up here and propped up this Mexican guy to rap and let him say the N-word around them all the time. I feel like Tekashi 6ix9ine is a result of black men's irresponsibility and letting someone in and do some things that they should not have been able to do. I feel the same way about black women with Evelyn Lozada. Black women are the reason that she's so popular and that she's so popping. If you look at her Twitter and her Instagram and see who's following her and who's looking at her saying, oh my gosh, your body goals. Oh my gosh, your hair goals. Oh my gosh, they're the ones who prop her up and support her bullshit. And it's got to stop. Thankfully, and I don't even understand what made it happen finally, but finally we have what sounds like a huge backlash against basketball wives. And Shawnee is on the show apparently, in real life on her Instagram, pretending like she doesn't know what colorism is. People saying, I don't like black people. What do they mean by that? You my baby daddy and you real black, talking to Shaq, talking to Shaquille O'Neal. And I need for people to understand that liking black dick doesn't mean that you can't be colorist, or doesn't mean that you can't be racist. But, people they like to play stupid, so let them play stupid. But I love seeing the backlash that this show is getting now, and I would just love it if somehow the show just got canceled. And Paris Milan, somebody I like to watch on YouTube from time to time, she did a really good video talking about how if we want to get this show canceled, the things that we need to do, not just going to the network, but going to the sponsors directly and letting them know, hey, this is unacceptable. Why are you promoting a show that promotes violence amongst women? Those types of things, and why are you promoting someone, who does X, Y, Z? But to go to these sponsors, and she names the sponsors in a live stream that she did, or maybe it was one of her subscribers who had the information, letting people know where to go on Twitter. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it. So let me see what y'all have to say in the comments about this, and then we'll go on to Cardi B and her foolishness. So let's see here. Let's see what y'all are saying. Okay. Oh, okay, y'all. I'm so used to the way that we've been streaming. I'm trying to go all the way, but thankfully, okay, so we don't have all that going on now. We just have this topic going on. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking for comments about this. Black Butterfly 81 says Evelyn still talking about her ex-husband from years ago for a storyline. So I guess the Black Butterfly is somebody who actually follows this show. And where are you? She says it's late over here. She can't believe she's still up. Let's see. I guess she's going to miss out on the Fashion Nova brand. Nay West, it's not even a Fashion Nova deal. I encourage y'all to look at the video that I did on, it's called something like Evelyn Lozada's Pathetic Brand Deals. She lost because of OG or whatever. It's probably the most recent video that I did before my live stream earlier today. I encourage y'all to watch that video so that y'all can see this brand. And if any of y'all have ever even heard of it, I'd be surprised. But it's pathetic. It's pathetic. I encourage you all, if you've not already seen that video, to watch it. Black Butterfly says, I totally agree. Why would you want someone like that as a brand ambassador? I would want to see some Latinx people. I would like to see some Latinx people stick up for her. Oh, wait. I don't understand what this company who had chosen her was thinking in the first place. I'm glad they came to their senses, but why were you thinking about her in the first place? It didn't make any sense to me, especially when you see what the brand is about. It doesn't make any sense. And yes, this is my way of trying to get people to watch my other content. Call it a shameless plug, call it whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you all the tea right here. Because I need more views, I need more people. So let's see here. Shawnee needs to go back behind the scenes. And yeah, like I have no opinion on that because I don't watch the show Black Butterfly. But forget behind the scenes. Cancel this show is the way I feel because, like I said, I don't watch it. But it's one of the only shows where every time I hear anything about it, it's something negative. I've never heard anything positive, that anything positive for Black women coming out of basketball wives. Ever. Never have I ever. Oh, Black Butterfly's in the UK. Okay, and it's very late there. It's time for her to be getting ready to go to sleep so she can go to work. I appreciate you being here, and I do have a number of people from the UK who tune in on a pretty regular basis. Wolverine Scratch, who's come and gone, I believe, and Rido Boy is in the UK. Sammy's in the UK. We haven't seen her in a minute. But yeah, we have some UK people who come in here. But thank you for being here. Let's see. I thought you'd say that. Okay, I'm from England, been here a while. Okay, well, thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. Let's see. Okay, Brenda's commenting on my most recent stream, I think. I don't know if she knows that we're still streaming. Would somebody check? Hey, Mimi, how are you doing? Mimi has a channel, y'all. Go and check her out. Would somebody check my stream? Akila, you're the only moderator I have in here. Do you mind checking Sunday Funday Part 1 and seeing if that comment from Brenda is on that video? If you don't mind, would you please let her know that we are still streaming and we're on a new stream now? because she's saying I enjoyed your show today. I'm like, girl, we still going. But anyway, okay, so that's that for that. Let's go on and move on to. Oh, I'm fine too. Thank you. Are you familiar with? Do you watch Basketball Wives, Mimi? Because that's what we're talking about now, and all this mess with Evelyn Lozada and OG, and we're getting ready to move on to Cardi B and the rant that she put online because of Access Hollywood, basically using her and her daughter for clickbait. Y'all know I rarely agree with anything Cardi B does, and I don't agree with the way that she went about what she did, but I do think that she was justified in being angry about it. Let's see here. I'm gonna be able to cancel it. Now everyone's talking about it. I think it's a shame. It's a bad representation of American black women, and Ellen is definitely not black. Yeah, and I before all this stuff came up, I never paid attention closely enough to any of them to know what she was one way or another. When I heard people getting upset because she was saying she was Afro Latina, I didn't understand it because I thought that she was, but I guess she just tans and wears her hair curly or in braids or whatever to make herself look black. But I've never watched her closely enough to realize one way or another. But then the more that I've been looking at her face, like to get pictures for videos and for thumbnails and stuff, I'm like, nah, I can see why people are saying she's not. Mm. Mm-hmm. That's just water, ice water from Whataburger, another Texas institution. Okay, so Cardi B, another crazy so-called wannabe Afro-Latina misrepresenting black women. Yes, and this is what gets put out. So we don't even get to have black women represent black women. They'll choose Afro-Latinas and Latinas to represent black women, but then put the worst of the worst out there. So we still get a bad representation. Like, come on, y'all, help us out. So let me go to this Cardi B clip. Hang on a second here. Where? Okay, so the story is that Cardi B sat down with Access Hollywood to give them an interview, and she was talking about the pressures of being a mother and having to work so many hours but still needing to take time out to be with your child, so that your child doesn't end up calling some stranger mommy. And they Access Online or Access Hollywood, they did twist her words and made a clickbait title, like Cardi claims, and used her and her daughter for clickbait. And they came up with a title with a headline, something along the lines of Cardi B's daughter calls someone else mommy. And so Cardi B saw that and obviously got upset. I do think that she was right to be upset, but I don't think that the way that she went about doing this was right. So she did an online, I think she did an Instagram live rant to let them know how she felt about them. So here that is.
I'm sorry if I take time of my day that I could be 5 hours in the studio, but I spend it 5 hours on my kid because yes, I can have somebody babysit my fucking kid. Yes, I can have somebody babysit my kid, but it's like it's a whack feeling when your kid don't fucking not even trying to fuck with you and try to call somebody else mommy. That's why you gotta spend time with your kid. So these motherfuckers chop what I set up. These niggas chop what I set off. The whole explanation why I spent time with my kid, why I put my kid before work, they chop it off and then they're gonna name it on YouTube. Cardi admits that culture calls somebody else mommy due to work. Bitch, that's not what the fuck I said. Don't use my motherfucking kid for clickbait, bitch. Don't fucking cut shit off. Try to make me look like I'm a fuck ass mom. That's something that I'm not. I don't play that shit. Try to make me look like I'm a fuck ass mom. That's something that I'm not.
What's stop it right there.
I don't play that shit. Y'all niggas got me fucked up. Don't you ever, Essex Hollywood, when I see y'all niggas, watch. I'm not even gonna touch y'all, cause everybody wanna be suing people. I'ma spit at y'all motherfuckers like this. Like that, nigga. The fuck? Don't play when it comes to my kid. Don't use my kid for clickbait. Don't fucking cut half of the shit that I said about why do I gotta spend time with my child. Cause every single day, look, like just yesterday, these bitch ass niggas, Joe Budden and the motherfucking podcast talking about, oh, Cardi's doing other things. She's not busy worrying about hip hop because she's doing other money moves. Yes, nigga, I'm doing other money moves. And guess what else I'm doing, nigga? I gotta spend time with my child. So I'm sorry that I'm not doing what y'all niggas expect me to do, cause I gotta do other shit, like spend time with my kid. The fuck? And then y'all niggas is gonna use what I said, chop it the fuck up, chop it up, and try to make me look like I'm some whack ass mom. Get the fuck out of here. The fuck? And niggas is crazy.
Okay, so you get the point, right? Yeah, to me, that was extreme, but I understand her being angry. She already feels like she's under attack for everything. She feels like she's just the person that people want to make the villain and everything, which I don't agree with her feeling like that. But, that's not what she said. And I mean, is Access Hollywood really so starved for attention that they need to make a clickbait title? It wasn't good enough that y'all could just use the fact that you got an interview with Cardi B. I mean, she's not my cup of tea, but there's so many people who want to see Cardi B that I can't imagine that you just needed to make up a clickbait title in order to get people to click on your interview. And then when they click on it, they're going to see that's not what she said. I mean, unless she, because I didn't watch that interview the way that they put it out, but she said that they, chopped up and, what she said. But, baby girl, I need for you to get somebody else to run your social media. Yes, be upset about it, but Cardi, you have so much on the line. But, again, I guess just, loud, ignorant, ghetto is part of her brand. And so she's a person who's not held accountable when they act in that way. And again, I can understand her being upset. You're saying that I said that my child called someone else mother. No, that is in fact the exact opposite of what I said. I said I take off from doing work so that I can spend time with my daughter, so that no one else is, so she's not calling anyone else mother. You took my words and somehow managed to say the exact opposite of what I said to make a clickbait title for your interview. And so, yeah, I can understand her frustration, but still, you're a very public figure. You're one of the most recognizable figures in American pop culture now. Why do you have to do it like this? Why do you have to handle it like this? But because she's Cardi B, people are going to continue to coddle her and say, well, she's young. That's always an excuse. She's young. She doesn't know. She's just now coming into her money. She doesn't get how it goes. Yada, 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 all this stuff. But, yeah, does she have a right to be angry? Hell yeah, because that wasn't right. Y'all know I don't cape for Cardi B at all. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And they were wrong. If she sat down with them and told them that, I in fact do take off from work so that I can spend time with my daughter. I don't want anybody, I don't want my daughter calling anyone else mom. And then they go and say and put out an article title that's the exact opposite of what she said. It's not right. So let me see what, if anything, I'll have to say about this. And then we might either cut this one short or talk some TV stuff. And then we'll move on to our game. We're playing for $22 today. And we'll move on to our drawing after that. You can win your own Sunday Funday mug. In case there are new people here who don't know, because I haven't been putting it. This stream is called Sunday Funday. My Sunday live streams are called Sunday Funday. That's what SF Part 2 is. There was an SF on the other stream. I couldn't write it all out because I didn't have enough space to write everything I wanted to discuss plus Sunday Fun Day. So yes, this is Sunday Fun Day. It is in the hashtags. So let me see what y'all are saying about this story. Cardi B, another crazy so-called wannabe Afro-Latina misrepresenting black women. Yes, we got that comment out from Black Butterfly. Akili, let's see. Well just says ratchet. And I believe that that's his word to describe Cardi B. And I cannot disagree. She is. Mayweather says, I can't be mad at her because I get just as irritated if somebody comes from my motherhood. And I can understand that. Nay West, I don't have any children, but I don't like the thought, of a good mother having someone come from her motherhood. So yes, and I mean, mothers are going to get angry about someone coming for their motherhood, whether they're good mothers or bad mothers. That's just something that, kind of is off limits, but not really in this day and age. But still, Cardi B is on a whole different level. She's in a whole different stratosphere, and people are always going to have something to say. And I wish that she had a tune it out button on her where she could just, that's going to be background noise. There's always going to be people saying something, as long as she is as famous as she is. And you can't just accept all the accolades and the compliments and, the wonderful things that people say about you without knowing that, there's not necessarily just as many, but there are people out there who are going to be saying things that you don't like, that you don't want to hear. Even making up things, that's a part of being a celebrity. And Cardi doesn't seem to understand that. Now, you as, Nay West, yeah, I can see you going off, but you don't have a worldwide platform like Cardi B does. And so seeing her once again act in this, crazy, unprofessional, irrational manner that, hi Deshaun, how are you doing? Um, if it were any other person, especially a black woman, I won't say any other person, if it were a black woman going off acting like this, then, you talk about some endorsement deals being taken away and, I don't want her to be on whatever, Real Housewives of Atlanta anymore. Look at how she's going off on social media. Those kinds of things, there would be consequences and repercussions for anyone else. But for whatever reason, Cardi B can get on Instagram, act a whole monkey-ass fool, and people find a reason to forgive her. She's young, she's immature, she's naive. She's never had this much money before. She's never had this much fame before. She doesn't understand. They act like she's, a special needs kid in the 4th grade. She gets it, but she'll still be coddled. And no black woman would ever get that kind of treatment. It just wouldn't happen. So, it is what it is. And I don't know, like I said, it's starting to feel like just, ignorance, acting out, acting ghetto, lashing out. That's just part of her brand. Because for some reason, every time we think that Cardi B does something that's going to, cause her to face some kind of backlash or horrible repercussions, it somehow turns into money for her. If the girl's got the golden touch, she's just got the golden touch. I can't hate. I'm just going to say it couldn't happen to a black woman. Show me any black woman where this has worked for, and I'll just say I stand corrected, but it has not. So, let me see. That excuse is tired, but I can understand how she feels, but she could have... Oh, wait. Hold up. Nay West says, I'm getting tired of saying that she's young. That's why she acts the way. They haven't seen clips of her mother. Why she acts that way. They haven't seen clips of her mother. It seems to be a thick family bloodline of ratchet. Oh, and so you said Cardi's mom is ratchet too? And I haven't looked at clips of her mother. But I imagine the girl has to get it from somewhere, because the sister is pretty ignorant acting too. So, yeah. That doesn't surprise me, Nay. Okay, let's see here. Black Butterfly says, how old is she? Isn't she nearly 30? I do think that she's like in her mid to late 20s. Nay West says, I think she's mid 20s. And she, I don't know her exact age. Let's see. Let's Google. Let's just ask Google. We'll figure this out. How old is Cardi B? Okay, assuming that they've given us the correct age, she's 27. I did see that she celebrated a birthday recently. They have her birthday listed as October 11th. Excuse me, 1992. So yeah, she's dang near 30. That's not by any means a child, right? Black Butterfly says that that excuse is tired, but I can understand how she feels. But she could have expressed without the profanity and the N-word usage. Yeah, and I don't know if she could have. She should have, but I don't know. Cardi B is able to string many sentences together without using the N-word. It seems to be one of her favorite words. And that, okay, maybe that's something that we can talk about after I go through these comments. Because there really is some, and this bothers me, and y'all probably heard me talk about it before if y'all been with me for a while. It does seem like Latinos who grow up on the East Coast and in that whole New York, New Jersey area in particular, for whatever reason, black people there let them get away with using the N-word quite freely and quite frequently. And it seems to be a word that they just cannot help but using. It seems to be one of their favorite words. And, you know, you got freaking Remy Ma's black ass defending Fat Joe for using the word, and Fat Joe loves using the N word, you know, and oh, us niggas, oh, we niggas. But you're not black, you know, and you can't just say Puerto Ricans are black and make it so. Some Puerto Ricans are black. Fat Joe's not black. He's not one of those who happen to be black. Evelyn Lozada is not. She loves using the N word, and but I think that it's partially because black people they've been around have let them get away with it forever, and I don't know how this is such a different thing in that part of the country. And I mean, it happens everywhere, and I do see, you know, groups of young kids, young boys especially, where it can be white, you know, Mexican, Korean boys all calling each other the N word, but I've just never seen a word that non-black people are so thirsty to use, you know, as the N word. And, you know, why can they say them and we can't? Why is it so important to say that word? You know, yeah, it's really just, I really hate the word. I really do. And I don't use it other than to repeat a story to y'all where somebody used it. I don't use it in my everyday language. I don't do it. Hi, CJ and Ron. Thank you for coming in. So I don't understand, you know, I don't even like for my black friends to use it. I don't tell them to not. I wish they wouldn't. They know that I don't. But certainly white people don't get to use that word around me. You know, if they do once, I let them know, hey, I don't use racial slurs about white people. Don't use any about black people. Don't use the N word in my presence. I let them know. And same for Latinos as well. You know, I'm not running around here calling anybody a wetback. Don't be using the N word in front of me. I check people on it, but it seems like in New York it's a different culture. I don't get it. Let's see. What are y'all saying? Nah, mid-20s isn't young. She's old enough to know better. I agree. I agree with that. Black Butterfly at the age of 27, she's old enough to know better. CJ Run says some black people let others use it who have relatively no power compared to the white community. Some black people let others use it who have relatively no power compared to the white community. Oh, so you're saying that for some people it's like a class thing, not just a everybody. So like a white person, you know, with some money and a little bit of social standing, they wouldn't let them say it, but you know, but someone else can. You don't have to just be black, but you know, so like a poor Korean guy can say it, but a rich white guy can't. What about poor white people? Are they allowed to say it? Is it just a word for disenfranchised people? Is it okay if like a poor white guy who grew up in the projects, can he use it because he's been around poor black people? Or is it just off limit to white people, but anybody else can say it? Um, let's see. Black Butterfly says, when I hear it, I think of slavery and the masters using it to belittle black people. I hate it. That's how I feel. And it's crazy to me when I hear people say that it's a term of endearment, or like retarded ass Ice Cube saying, well, we took it back. We took it back, so that's our word now. Don't include me in that we. I don't want that word. Whoever has it, they can keep it, or else throw it back to the pits of hell from where it came. I don't want that word, and it does not make me feel empowered to use that word. Hi, Prime and Carta. It doesn't make me feel empowered to use that word. It doesn't make me feel empowered to hear that word. If someone were to call me that word, I would not feel empowered. I don't feel like that's a word that I need to call my friends. There's nothing endearing about it. Now, does that mean that N-words don't exist? No, it doesn't. Like Chris Rock said, we have black people and we have N-words, and I do believe there's a difference. I don't believe that all N-words necessarily are only black people, but I'm not going to go around using that word. Yeah, they exist. And if I ever do say the word and it's not, and it's outside of the confines of telling you all a story where somebody used it or I'm reading it, if I ever do use it, it's not because I'm saying, ooh, I'm going to go out with my N-words. We're going to have some fun tonight. No. If I'm talking about some N-words that I saw in person, I mean it as derogatorily as possible. It's not a good thing if you ever hear me say that. It's because I saw some people doing some stuff that they shouldn't be doing, and I'm not down with it, and those are not the people I'm going to be consorting with. That's what that means if I ever use it outside of repeating something that I heard or bringing y'all a story. So, yeah, I just don't understand the difference, you know, in the culture and the selective anger about who uses it versus who doesn't. I hate the word. I hate it. Okay, we got 14 people in here. Let's see. It makes some people feel a sense of power, control and power. They can tell other communities what to do. I guess so. Hey, gorgeous JC and Sean. Y'all, Sean is in the house. Gorgeous JC is in the house. Okay, so Sean knows, I think, because she was here last week, right? Y'all know that. Okay, we're breaking up the stream now, right? So gorgeous JC, he has a gaming channel. He hasn't been here in a while. So gorgeous JC, I usually do my 3 to 4 hours on Sundays, and I'm still doing that, but I'm breaking it up into segments now. So we had our serious segment about everything going on with, Joshua Brown, the man who testified in the Amber Geiger, Botham Jean case, and we talked about this other young man, DeAndre Somerville, who was sentenced to 10 days in jail for missing jury duty, and then we talked about the Tatiana Jefferson, who was killed in Fort Worth by police who came to her house to do a wellness or welfare check. So that was the first segment. So now we're in the entertainment segment, and then we're going to log off from here in about 11 minutes, and we're going to play IDGAF. We're playing for $22 this week, unless we get any other, unless we get some other super chats or any kind of donations. We'll split that in third, put it in the pot, and we're going to do a raffle so that somebody here can win their own Sunday Fun Day mug. I'm drinking out of this one, but I have another one that I'm going to put the names in for the raffle. Somebody's going to win one. Amanda seals one last week, and she'll get hers on Tuesday. Hi, Bearded Yakin. You missed your gangster sister. I'm here for you. How are you doing? Y'all, Bearded Yakin has a channel. That is the hardest working man in all of the world. So we are glad that he's here. We're always glad when he can take a break and come by and say hi. But yeah, y'all, Sharon is probably the hardest working woman out there in these YouTube streets because she's always at work. I'm usually at work too, but not on Sundays. But yeah, so I'm just glad that everybody's here. Um, oh, and y'all are okay, y'all. We're drinking from our mugs. Okay, I'm glad to know that because now I feel that's why I wanted to get these because I want us to feel a sense of unity with each other. Mm. As we share the tea and the gossip, we can sip together. We're just friends having coffee and tea and catching up on the latest gossip, right? So, um, what I was talking about before the new people came in, and y'all were about to log off in 10 minutes and log back on, so please stick with me. That's the only thing. Um, okay, so for the people who were with me last week and this week, how do y'all feel about me doing the logging off and logging on? I think it has its pros and cons. Last week I know that everybody was saying they like kind of having a break and getting a regroup. Maybe I'll use that for your potty break time. Go grab a snack or go refresh your internet for the game or whatever. So for the most part, it was pros. For me, the only con, and it could just be in my head. I feel like I know that for sure last week, from the first segment to the third, that number got cut about in half. And so I hate losing people, but I was probably going to lose them anyway. They maybe only wanted to hear about the couple of things that we talked about. And maybe they were going to drop off before the rest of the stream was over. And so that's what I hate. The thought of losing people. But we're going to keep rolling with it this way. I am liking it. I like being able to take a break, going, look at the dogs, and they're both asleep right now. But y'all, in that first segment, I had to throw them out because they were just tripping. They were in here acting straight stupid. So, but anyway, so anybody got anything they want to add about Evelyn Lozada, Evelyn Lozada or Cardi B, and this rant that she went on? Again, I'm gonna tell you, if you didn't already look at my video about Evelyn Lozada's lawsuit, see what a joke that is. When I talk about the brand deals that she lost, and yes, this is a shameless plug for myself. I've been putting in a lot of time editing my videos, and I've been putting in money to my channel to try to upgrade everything. Hey, Lady B. I think you can keep the content stream and break it up in editing. That's just my 3 cents, though. And my thing is, though, Lady B, I don't know how I can do that because it is live. I don't have control of it after it goes up. You know what I mean? Like after YouTube has it, I don't have a way to do any further editing. So, but I like the idea that now, if it was just something that I'm uploading, then obviously, I can release it and then release it again, and I'll only release these parts and, all that kind of stuff. But I don't think I have that kind of control. Let's see here. Evelyn also using the N-word as well. Yes, Evelyn likes using the N-word, and she's used it on her Twitter. She's used it, in reference to her baby daddy, her ex-husband or whatever. And, I mean, it's funny because people like to act like she can't be racist or can't be colorist. She likes writing dark black dicks, but only when they're attached to record contracts or sports contracts, an NFL contract, an NBA contract. But that doesn't mean that she likes and values black people. That's a good move for myself. That's a good move for me and my kids, which will hopefully not come out as black as their daddy. But yeah, that allows me to keep buying the expensive bags and shoes that I want to buy, and it allows me to live the kinds of places I want to live. So, yeah, the peen is good, then I'll take one for the team, so to speak. But yeah, that doesn't equate to I love black people, or anything. So let's not get that twisted. Mm. I like it because I'm not missing a thing. Oh, okay, good. So for the most part, the feedback that I've been getting is good on breaking up the stream. So I'm gonna keep doing it, and I'm doing it for the benefit of people who might want to watch, who can't watch live. I think that people I know, like me, I see something that's 3 hours or 4 hours, skip next. What? And so my thought is, if I break it up like this, break it up by topic, that it'll also work for people who don't get to be live with us. But I like, y'all know I like the live. Like that's what I live for. Let's see here. Um, really didn't know that. What's that, Prime and Carter? Let's see. What age does being a thought expire? Apparently it's not 43, so we'll have to see because Evelyn's 43. So we'll just see how, I guess we'll measure her. Let's see, do y'all know? Oh, here's a question before we log off of this stream. We have 4 minutes left. Who are the oldest thoughts y'all know? Do y'all know some thoughts who are older than Evelyn Lozada? Because if y'all don't, then we're just going to have to track her and her thoughtness and see how long she's able to carry it out to be able to answer that question. Now, do we know any 45 or 50-year-old thoughts out there? Let's see. Is Evelyn Lozada the oldest thought in the world? And we're just going to have to see, like, her go down in the Guinness Book of World Records when she either retires from being a thought or when she dies. Is she going to be a thought till the day she dies? I don't know. Who's the oldest thought out there? Let's see. Evelyn is in her mid-40s with an adult daughter. Yeah, she is. How old is Lisa Ray? Oh, or did she stop thought? The last I heard, Lisa Ray is fooling around with some pastor. Nicole Murphy. Good one. And Nicole Murphy also slept with one of Lisa Ray's husbands. So, is there a clique of thoughts? Do the thoughts run in the same circle? Okay, let's see how old Lisa Ray is, though. That's a good question. How old is Lisa Ray? Lisa Ray is 52. She's 52-year-old thought. Okay, so let's see. How old is Nicole Murphy? I know she's in her 50s. She's 51. So Lisa Ray right now is taking the trophy for the oldest thought in the world. Let's see here. Okay, so Lisa Ray, as far as I know, okay, and I agree Nicole Murphy deserves to have her name in the list, but the OLG thought gang, old lady gang thought gang, oh, loose pussy gang. Let me think. Who else, y'all? Any other old thoughts y'all can think about? Nicole Murphy's a good one, but Gorgeous JC has the answer. He beat us by a year with the Lisa Ray. But yeah, y'all remember Lisa Ray said that Nicole Murphy slept with her husband too. She said she's not a home wrecker, but she goes into your home and she wrecks it. Now I ain't saying she a home wrecker, but she's not wrecking homes, okay? Any other old thoughts y'all got? We got 1:20 seconds left. Let's see. Hey y'all, have y'all seen the stories about senior homes passing out STDs? I'm pretty sure that means they're popping and bopping too. Yes, we just don't know them by name. But yes, I have seen that there is an uptick in STDs and HIV and AIDS being passed on at these senior homes, because these are people, y'all think they grew up in that Woodstock free love era. I consider Jennifer Lopez a thought. Yes, I do too. But I think that she's probably younger than Lisa Ray. I think she's in her 40s. How old is Jennifer Lopez? She's 50. Okay, she's in the running. She's definitely in the running. But yes, I consider her one as well. But she's only 50. So, shucks. So far, JC is holding it down. JC's out there holding it down with the oldest thought on the block. It's not Jenny from the block, but it is in fact, what's her name from Lisa Ray. Let's see. But yeah, y'all. So these old people, they grew up in the Woodstock free love era. Yes, Mimi, she has. I know you're still here. Mimi's been. She says Jennifer Lopez has been in and out of a lot of relationships. Yes, she has. And she don't discriminate. She'll regulate it every shade of that ass. She'll take it black, brown, yellow, red, orange, green, as long as it's attached to money and can help her get a step up the ladder. She'll take it. So, but yeah, so they didn't know contraceptives and not contraceptives. They don't need that, but like protection, prophylactics, condoms, diaphragms. These people don't know about that. They didn't need that back then, and so they're just running around fucking the way that they were when they were in their 20s. Back in the 1960s, and it's a different day and age. So yes, they are passing some little things around, little old ass balls about to fall off and itching, little old dried up coochies blowing out dust and termites and who knows what else. But yeah, so there are probably for sure some old thoughts whose names we just don't know in these nursing homes. But yeah, oh well, not our problem. So that's it for this stream, y'all. Diaphragm. Please hang on with me. I'm going to log off of this one. We're going to log back on. We're going to have our Florida man story. We actually have two Florida man stories today. That's right, y'all. Two for the price of one. We're going to raffle off one of these bad boys. Get your own Sunday Fun Day mug. Yes. And we're going to play IDGAF for $22 because we had a winner last week who let us carry over their money. Well, didn't take his earnings of $12 last week, so we're moving that $12 over to this week. I put $10 in the pot for this week. If we happen to get any donations before we start the game, then we will split it in a third and add that to the pot. And so, oh yeah, actually it's Nate West who we're giving credit to because Well won the money. He gave it to Nate West. Nate West didn't want to take the money, so she said put it in the pot. So it's actually $22 that we're playing for this week. If we get any more donations before we start the game, then we'll add that to the pot as well. And that's it, y'all. Yeah. So we're gonna do the Florida man story first. It'll give us time to maybe get another donation. If we don't, we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna play the game. It's artists who start with the letter I is the category. So let me go and log off of this one. Y'all give me 5 minutes, please. That's what I'm aiming for, 5 minutes. And I'll be right back with IDGAF. But that's why we're gonna do the Florida man story first. Give everybody a chance to get in. Hopefully y'all come back. But thank y'all for being here for this one. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I'm counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Thank you, JC. 3, 2, 1. And thank y'all for those thumbs up. I appreciate it. Okay, see you in a little bit.